I'm here with Geoffrey Boycott once again for the wrap-up of the England-India Test Series. Geoffrey, it's a 4-0 whitewash. England have won 9 innings yet again. What can you say about the series that we've just witnessed?
As a series, disappointing. We expected better from India. We expected a proper contest, 1 versus 2, and then as an Englishman I hoped England would win. But they've won so convincingly, which is great if you're an England supporter. I mean, everything about England has been pluses. They've out-battered India, they've fielded better, they've bowled better, they've wicket-kept better, they've planned and prepared better. There's nothing they haven't done better than India. Now, you don't expect that from a nation where cricket is everything, and they are rightly #1 in the world. I mean, they played like Bangladesh in disguise, quite honestly. If this had been Bangladesh, we'd have been saying, well, they don't deserve to be playing England.
There was, of course, one notable exception, Rahul Dravid. His epic innings yesterday was his third 100 of the series, the only man in the Indian side to get 100. I mean, how can it be that one guy can be so far ahead of his teammates, especially, you know, guys like Tendulkar and Co who have done it before?
Because he's come into the series in form. We're always saying as ex-players that if you treat this game lazily, easily, it will kick you up the bottom. And he went to West Indies and he got 100 in Jamaica. So he got his form, he got runs behind his name, he got time in the middle. And he's come into this with confidence, with form, and he's taken it right into this series. He's been a class apart. I think he's got nearly 25% of the runs of the whole Indian team. That's a hell of a lot of runs. And he's played wonderfully well. The only time he's got out has virtually been with good balls, you know, or a poor decision, edge-busted. I mean, other than that, he's looked supreme. The others have just not played very well for various reasons, whether they've had too much cricket or people like Tendulkar not enough cricket. You know, one warm-up match is not enough. And their preparation and everything has been poor. The only pluses have been Dravid's fabulous batting. I think Praveen Kumar has bowled really well. Look, he's always going to be an average test cricketer, because he only bowls at 80-ish miles an hour. He's 8 or 9 miles an hour short. But he's had a big heart, he's kept on bowling lots of overs, he's kept on swinging the ball both ways, and he's kept on trying. And he's got a few wickets. He's been good. And the other one, as Mishra's batting, I'm really impressed. Edgbaston here, if he could improve his bowling, he needs to get some time with Shane Warne. The Indian board need to pay for Shane Warne to do some work with him. He needs some oomph, some zip into his bowling. It's okay, but it's just easy. Just comes out nice. It's got to come out with some zip, some intent. Because there you have a guy who can really, really bat. This is not a tail ender. He's looked as good as some of the batsmen and better than some others. And that lengthens your batting, which has helped England on 2 particular occasions. Broad has helped Pryor and the Yorkshireman, Bresnan. And it lengthens your batting. There have been 3 pluses. Occasionally Ishant Sharma, he's been 2/3 of a plus. He hasn't bowled consistently well, but he's had spells where he's bowled well. The rest, been pretty ordinary.
And what of Tendulkar? I mean, today, a memorable occasion, so near yet so far from that 100th 100. I mean, what did that performance say about where he's at this stage of his career?
He's just had a poor to average series. His footwork hasn't been there. And he came into the series, some will say, look, he's done it before, come in with very little practice. But as this game says, you just can't treat it as it's easy. Just like Tiger Woods had 6 months off, he thinks he can come back and win a major. He's missed the cut. You cannot do that. And I also believe, and I should know, because I played test cricket till I was 40 and a half, nearly 41, and, well, 41 and a half, sorry, and I played Yorkshire cricket until I was 46. I think the older you get, the more cricket you need to get your feet moving. And then when you're playing well, I mean when you're playing really well, because your body is not as strong as when you're young, then you need to take, say, 3 or 4 days off. But when you have long periods off, you need to get into match practice, get the feet moving, get everything into rhythm. Then when you're playing well, you can have a little rest, 2 or 3 days off, because you don't lose it easily. But finding it again is not as easy as when you're young.
So I mean, in hindsight, do you think he recognises that as well, that maybe missing the West Indies tour wasn't the best thing to do?
No, I think the Indian board should have given them more warm-up matches. Three-day warm-up matches, proper cricket. The guys that have played a lot in the West Indies could have had matches off. Maybe just played one warm-up match because they've been in nick. But those that hadn't, Gautam Gambhir, Zahir Khan wasn't match fit. When is he match fit for test matches? He's always breaking down for test matches. He's fit for one dayers and he's a brilliant bowler for 10 overs. 10 overs will not win test matches. You've got to bowl 30 and come up next day and all fit. He doesn't do that. He's always injured for test cricket. So he needed some hard bowling. He needed some work to get him match fit. And Gambhir, Sachin needed the same. So the board, there's a lot of people need to take responsibility from the lack of planning and preparation and some of the ideas of who to play. I mean, look at RP Singh. If he was going to be a reserve bowler to come in and play, he should have been training. He should have been in India, not on a Miami beach. He should have been training hard and they should have been paying him to be fit at home in India, ready to fly to England and play. Sehwag, send him for Sehwag. Sehwag's overweight, he hasn't been training. He's been out 4 months. He's come here for 2 tests, out of nick, out of form, out of fitness, and got out cheaply, easily, didn't he? What was the point of sending for him? Now he's going back for when the one day has come. He can't even throw. The whole thing is a mess.
So what does that say about where England are at? Can we really judge how good they are, given what we've seen of how badly India played here?
Well, they're certainly too good for India at the minute. The side that's probably closest to England is South Africa. They have a lot of top-class cricketers. England are rightly number one. Whether they can stay there, I don't know, but there'll certainly be 1 or 2 for a long time to come. Because their reserve bowling is good. They've got Onions, who hasn't played. Tremlett, who's been injured for 2 tests, but he's been a fine bowler before that. They've got the young kid from Middlesex, haven't they? He's very good. I mean, yeah, and they've got Monty Panesar, can't get a game. Our second team is better than India's first team bowling.
Graham Swan has had a quiet series. He finally got a very good haul in the end, 6 wickets in the second innings. It looks on the statistics now a very complete performance. Every single batsman, almost, apart from Strauss, maybe has got runs. All the bowlers in the wickets.
Look, they're so much better than India that I think they could have done without a 6th batsman, which was Ravi Bopara. If they'd have played Monty Panesar, as it turned, Swan got 6 wickets, and it's easier for right-handers when the ball's coming into you, because you can use your pad as a second line of defence, and you could ride the spin off. When it's turning away, it's more difficult. If Monty had played instead of him, England would have beat you easily.
So now the one thing that everyone will be saying is that England cannot claim that they're outright number ones until they go and perform out in the subcontinent. They're going to do that this winter. On this showing, and given the opposition they've got, how do you think they're going to fare over there?
Well, first of all, they've got to beat South Africa, who are a very good side, in England next year in 3 tests. I don't know, as long as they play well, look, somebody could win 1 test and win a series. 3 test match series are not good. 4 or 5 you've got to have, so that you've chance to come back. But I think they'll do all right. I think they're pretty good. South Africa are pretty good. Then when they go to play India, 4 tests in November, December next year, that'll be good. But India have to regroup. I can't believe India will be as bad as this in their own country. Their batsmen will play better. You've seen them, some of them play the short ball in England. They played it very badly. It's very difficult for the England seamers to get the ball up here to the awkward height in India. You have to bowl that short that it's easy to hook or duck. But here in England, the pitches allow you to get it up and there's more movement off the seam. There won't be that in India. So we will probably play 2 spinners, Monty and Swan. But you've got to do something. India have got to do something about their spin. Sorry, Mishra's bowling at the moment ain't going to worry England. They're still going to play him easily in India. And Harbhajan hasn't been the force. Now, okay, he's a better bowler in India, but he's got to get some zip back into his bowling. Your batsman will play better. That's the key. India's batsman will play better in India, because the short ball won't worry him and there won't be much swing and cut. But I reckon England will give a good account of himself. Don't count England out, because India's bowling isn't great.